who would win in a cage match? A lion, a gorilla, a bear, presumably a grizzly bear, as that's what's pictured, and what looks like a constrictor, I think. A constrictor.
Python, some type.
Anaconda, maybe.
Yeah. No matter. The obvious answer is obviously the grizzly.
Is it?
I think so. So we need to settle this.
I will be challenging this later on in the thing.
No, the time is now. And then we're going to get onto the categories, and then the final battle royale, which will have other animals than this. So
Who beats the bear in that then?
Well, I've actually got an article here about how a tiger killed a brown bear.
There's no tiger here.
Yeah, okay. But this is why I didn't want to
He's
get
using
into
the
it now.
tiger as a stand-in for the lion.
I saw
The
a lot.
lion is an inferior version of the tiger, I concede.
Mhm.
But there's this received wisdom. Well, bears must be the biggest. No, not necessarily. So, but like I said, I didn't want to get into it now because we're not in the mammals category and there's no tiger on the screen. But
Yes.
you forced the issue.
But lots of people in my comments suggested the gorilla. About 50%
Yeah,
of
that's
people.
really silly.
The gorilla would not win. It has upper body strength, but what would a punch from a gorilla be to a big, flabby grizzly bear?
Gorillas get clapped by leopards, man. Like,
Yeah.
you can Google it. Like, just gorilla fighting leopard. The leopard's all over the gorilla.
Well, objectively, taken by itself, how tough is a gorilla then?
Well, pretty
Just
tough.
in the wild. Would you take one on?
Well, no, obviously I personally wouldn't take on a gorilla, but compared to other animals, like the gorilla isn't that impressive actually.
And in the picture that was used there, I mentioned
say-
before the stream went up, it looked like a very friendly gorilla. He had a little smile going.
What's the
So
AI?
Reddit. The AI says leopard would likely win against a gorilla.
Yeah.
Oh, there we
but
go.
they're known to ambush them and kill them quickly, so they're sneaky.
Yeah, but the thing,
This is like a Batman v Superman thing. Well, if you give the leopard enough time to prepare,
yeah, but the thing
it can
is,
take anyone on.
the leopard is just really quick and it's got really long teeth, and so I've seen like this. There was this one video years ago I watched where this gorilla, this silverback gorilla, and this leopard are fighting, and you see it like. The gorilla bursts out of the bush, and the leopard is literally like leaping, like slashing its face as it leaps past, like it almost like splayed like this. And it's just like, geez, leopards are so unbelievably dexterous, and they're really, really powerful.
Yeah, I feel like big cats, their sort of strength is in the ambush thing. And, as sort of predators, I would say
No,
they
this
would
wasn't
be...
an ambush. That's the thing. These two have been fighting for ages. The gorilla already had like chunks of its face missing.
Blimey.
So they've been fighting for a while, and then you see it and it's just like, Jesus Christ. Leopards are just mental.
Yeah, but also predators like to play with a victim first. Sometimes they don't just go for the kill. They want to torture before.
See,
I have cats. They're
Yeah, the cats definitely do.
incredibly they love torture.
But
Yeah,
I get
incredibly
the feeling that's only when the prey is a lot smaller than them. If it's a fully grown gorilla, they're probably taking it a bit more seriously.
because that's interesting evidence you say about that. I haven't seen that clip, and if the AI says that, but in the normal course of events, the gorilla is a much bigger creature, much heavier, and far stronger.
Yeah.
The grip strength and just pure strength of a gorilla is many times more than a leopard.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
But if you
And
say
what's the
that,
grip
then
strength
you
of a
can't really
leopard's
argue with
paw?
that
well,
evidence.
the thing is, leopards have got
That's true.
amazing shoulders. Like you
Yeah.
can see them just dragging an entire gazelles or whatever up trees, and you're just like, oh my god, okay,
But
They also do have
cats-
the teeth and claws as well, so it's like they're bringing a knife to
but
the
also
fight.
like
exactly.
both your domestic cat and big cats, right? Their speed and agility and aggression are higher, but they're actually quite delicate. They're
A bit like birds,
really
aren't
quite
they?
delicate. Yeah, I imagine if a gorilla, I would have said before you said that and AI said that, I would have thought a gorilla, full adult male gorilla, could just sort of like the mountain,
Yeah,
just crush its head.
you would think so, but
Just grab its legs and just pull them apart like it's a cooked chicken. Just
the
with ease.
leopard's too quick is the issue. Like
fair
they're,
enough,
they're
yeah.
insanely agile. Like I've seen videos of leopards hunting like gazelles and stuff along like riverbanks and stuff. So you've got like a 20-foot high riverbank, and the thing just it's like a full whack, just bounding up and down this thing, and it's just like these are so agile.
But they look so cute.
And they
Yeah,
are,
I think
could they
that
hurt anybody?
you know that bacteria that makes you more favourable to cats. That like, loads of
Toxoplasmosis.
yeah, I feel like I must have that because I was looking at this leopard
Looks
thinking
like
I really
a
want to
little
pet it.
birdie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
House
Wanna
cats have
smush his
ruined.
little
So
nose.
cute.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at the kitten one there, booping his nose. Come on.
House cats have ruined my perception of threat here.
But
a little bit.
they absolutely have. But leopards and the things when they're relaxed, they just look kind of same shape. But as soon as you see them doing something, you see the ropes of muscle under their shoulders like bulge out. And you're like, oh Jesus
Well,
Christ.
if they can bound up trees and all that sort of thing, they've got to be strong, haven't they?
Get leopard pulling gazelle up tree or something like that.
Okay.
I think Bo is right that they're like a Josh will get this like a Dex build glass cannon type. You know, they can inflict a lot of damage very quickly, but if you get them with a stray shot, they're done.
I don't know if they're as glass cannony as we're making out.
I mean, if they can hunt Alec, I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
It's pretty badass. It is pretty badass. One thing I'll say though is that what's telling is, I mean, I hope we're completely agreeing that out of those four, the bear,
Yeah, the bear wins.
bear wins. Because what's telling is how different creatures react when they're sort of overpowered. So, for example, not always, I'm broadly speaking, a big cat, if it calculates in its mind that its odds are against it, it will run away because it knows it can get injured quite easily. Bears, again, not always, but quite often bears will just stand and fight. I mean, there's a funny clip, you might have seen it, where there's big old bears running away from a domestic cat that sprints at it, and the bear runs away. But
Normally those are black bears, though, not like a big grizzly.
also, I was going to say about bears, there's like brown bears, black bears, grizzly bears, Kodiak bears. That looks like a big grizzly, or maybe even a Kodiak. So that's a big old bear. We know polar bears.
Kodiak, Alaska, isn't it?
Yeah. So
They're in Asia as well.
If we don't talk about polar bears because they are truly monstrous,
That's
say a big
bit of
Kodiak.
foreshadowing there for me.
Okay. Yeah, I reckon that bear could take all of those at once.
Probably
Me
not
too,
once.
I don't think any of us are even considering the snake in this, are
Well,
we?
no.
I don't know.
Definitely not.
He'll just get ripped apart.
I
It could
don't know.
wait until the end, and then it has a 1v1, and maybe
And then lose.
Like,
get the upper hand.
I could see the snake given like a percentage chance of if it can like bite and then hook on, it could kill any of them, right? Because like it's a 30-foot long snake is a really big and heavy animal and
Yeah, but-
unbelievably strong.
Its speed would be an issue, especially with
Yeah.
others. I mean, you've watched the videos with cats and snakes.
Yeah.
It's
I agree.
unbelievably fast.
That's
I saw
true.
a video once of a big python of some type. I don't think it was quite sort of 30-foot long, but it was really, really big, and it was fighting a tiger in the jungle, and it would sort of get a hold of the tiger to some degree, even wrap around it a bit, and the tiger sort of was able to slash it enough or bite it enough that it would let go, and the tiger would just keep coming back. Well, the tiger won in the end.
Of course.
And so I think the snake, in the scheme of things, it's much dumber, isn't it? It's much, much, much dumber. And all it really knows is it's got no tactics or strategy or anything like that.
It's wise.
So
But it's got one strategy.
Snakes
Try
don't
and
have
wrap around.
tactics. Bo 2025.
So I feel like
Snake's
I feel
not
like-
even capable of canny.
the anaconda, yeah,
Not one.
it's not even,
Not one Elysia.
it's not even capable of a false retreat or anything. So yeah, I feel like the snake is the out-and-out loser there.
I think there's always a fairly significant percentage chance the snake ends up killing something though, because I don't want to dunk on the snake too much, because like there are going to be loads of times where an animal thinks it's got the snake, but the snake, like the coil comes up from nowhere around your throat, and then that's it. You're just like, okay, actually I'm kind of stuck.
I reckon the lion would actually be the best counter to the snake because it's the most agile probably and the most likely to claw it away and like paw it away, a bit like a house cat, as you said, against a snake.
Yeah, I don't.
And
think
also
it
they
really
have
does.
contact with snakes as well, whereas the bear doesn't have contact with snakes and might be the least familiar with how to deal with them.
But it has massive nails.
True.
That's
But-
true.
Question: how would they fight between the lion and the grizzly bear go?
I reckon the grizzly bear would just win it with strength and I almost said strength and honor, like gladiator there. By sheer mass.
Bears are tough.
Once again, it's a much, much heavier, much, much larger animal, and
It'd be like
And-
different weight classifications in
Yeah.
boxing, wouldn't it?
yeah, I feel like both the gorilla and the bear, even if they were sort of encoiled by the snake, assuming the snake didn't get it so that it couldn't really move its forelimbs, they just rip it to bits. I feel like a big bear like that anyway, the snake would be sort of a plaything not much more than a
Probably.
plaything. I think there was an image you might have scrolled past at some point where there's some hunter has killed a big bear, and he's holding its paw up to the camera.
Oh, that was
I've
in
seen
Again,
one
look
of
at that!
Replies.
Look at that!
Yeah.
So it's a monstrous creature. It's
Yeah.
truly monstrous. Like even compared to the biggest of cats, it's much more formidable.
We'll
in
get
my-
to that.
So, what category of animal do we want to start with first? Fish, amphibian, reptile, birds, mammals.
Well, let's
Or
go for the
insect.
fish then.
Fish.
Okay,
With fish, it's got to be a shark, right?
Surely the megalodon.
probably.
Great. Well,
We're allowed.
on
We're
the-
not allowed. We're
They've
not
got to be
allowed-
alive.
Okay, so
That's the
great
one
white.
condition.
but the thing is-
Maybe.
Wait, hang on,
The
hang on.
biggest?
Fish, is that the right category or is it aquatic?
Well, I'm going
Let's
to go
just
with
keep it
fish
simple.
That's a shame.
because mammal also includes some aquatic
Yeah,
animals.
but that means I can't go for the orca.
Yeah, killer whale.
Yeah.
So I would have gone for an orca over a shark. Easy.
All right. Let's just have an ocean category, shall we?
Aquatic.
Rather than fish, which includes.
Okay, so there's the question of like highly poisonous snakes and stuff because
I think
sea
so.
snakes are really venomous.
Yeah, I think they're the most poisonous things, aren't they? Some of them.
But would their poison be able to take out like a blue whale?
Maybe, I don't know.
If a blue whale could just tank it, then automatically the blue whales.
I can't imagine blue whales are actually that useful because they're too big.
You know, I'm thinking in terms of video games, like they've maxed out the HP.
Yeah, I'm also thinking in those terms. And the problem is that orcas kill whales all the time.
Yeah, but not like a blue whale.
No, well, I've seen there's on Blue Planet, BBC's Blue Planet.
They,
David, with
they have
David
battle
Attenborough,
royales.
one of the few things that the BBC's done that's good. There are
Sorry. Breaking news: Smithsonian Magazine. Scientists witness orcas kill blue whale for the first time.
I
When was
bet it
that?
wasn't 1v1 though, was
well,
it?
there's actually
No,
well, what they do is the
Orcas
orcas.
found to kill blue whales. Yeah.
Well, so the orcas can drown a baby blue whale.
Yeah.
If it's a baby one, if it's an adult male one, no chance, no chance.
Well, no, it is. They do. They chase them down. They're like wolves, actually. They kind of endurance hunt them, and then just keep biting them so they bleed out.
Okay.
Why don't
Hey,
the
if you say
whales
so.
just wake up and just slam him?
Thing is, what
What body
what they
What can a
supposed
whale
to do?
really do?
Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's actually really not agile. So if you're like, I don't know, 30 meters long or something, and you get bitten like 15 meters down your side, well, you don't like you're gonna.
Yeah, what can they do to
Yeah.
defend themselves?
What are
Also,
your
lots
options
of whales don't necessarily breach and fall back like the humpback whales. I've actually seen them off the coast of New England, and they are amazing. Like they're not even the biggest whales, and they're absolutely massive. It's weird to be in the presence of a creature so big.
Yeah, but the point is they don't really do anything, and so like you know the orcas. Like look at this one on there, where look at the length of it. If you're like 2/3 of the way down there, something comes in obliquely and just bites you. Well, you're
They just carry out krill
Chat's right when they
holocausts.
point
don't
out
they?
though. What about 1v1 though? Because you're talking about pack tactics.
even then,
Yeah.
I'd give it to the orca, man, because the orcas are fast, they're powerful, they'll be able to you know wind around it, bite, wind around it, bite. I reckon you could do it.
It is
And
an
smart.
interesting one-on-one. That is interesting. It's like a giant guy like who's got really bad gigantism. He's dying of gigantism. He's like 9-10 foot tall versus Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I'd put
But he's
one
so tall that he can barely move. He's like a lumbering, dying giant.
Step on him.
Versus
Would kick him.
Oh,
you
kill a
would
whale.
put your
Big
money
cow.
on Conor McGregor.
Have a
But
great-
Oh, don't look at that.
I feel like the
Already know.
apex predator of the ocean is
I've already run this experiment many times, Josh.
it is an orca, I imagine.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Killer whales are stronger, bigger, and smarter, and can swim faster than the great white. So they've just got better stats.
Totally dunked.
I've also seen footage of orcas fighting sharks, big sharks, and yeah, again, they're a much bigger animal. I think orcas are like 3 tons, something on that order, and even the biggest great whites are like a third of that at best or
I
something.
think 2
so,
tons is probably the best.
so the orca's just bigger and a lot more clever as a mammal. I mean, a shark is a fish, so it's actually very stupid. In the scheme of things.
It's all right. There are no
sharks.
no fish watching. So
I mean,
Imagine
Apologies
you're
to the
placing the
sharks
bet.
viewing right now.
Yeah,
My orca.
I don't want to alienate our fish audience. But
yeah,
no,
low IQ.
do you remember, Carl, in South by Shackleton and some of the Scott of Antarctic's accounts? The orcas are literally working together as a pack. And
terrifying.
they poke their heads above the pack ice, and he says you can see intelligence in their eyes and all sorts of things. So yeah, I feel like an orca is probably the master of the
Have you
ocean.
seen orcas hunting seals? Like they have this thing where like a seal will get on some ice, and so a couple of orcas will go along and build up a wave just under the surface. So the wave smashes the ice, smashes the seal into the water, and then they can eat it. And it's like that's genuine like thinking ahead.
That's a plan.
Yeah,
Another
that's a
thing
plan.
they can do to like make a bait ball, a fish ball, and then one will swim up to it, do sort of a somersault in the water, and use its tail to do an actual sonic boom
Really?
in the water, and it like stuns all the little sardines or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're just floating there in the water. They can,
Brilliant.
yeah. It's so actually, whether it actually really understands pressure and stuff, but whatever, it does a sonic boom with its tail.
Yeah.
They're clever.
They
It's
are.
like a literal Pokemon stun attack.
Yeah,
Kind of is. And the thing is, they're also insanely powerful.
Mm.
Like they've got massive, sharp teeth in their mouths with huge jaws.
So I think orca is
Oh.
a safe bet, and then I'm
Well,
going to put in brackets
We have something.
shark for fish.
We haven't exhausted the ocean.
Okay.
Oh, okay, go on.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a relief.
Yeah, because we need to talk about different pressure here. We need to go to the abyss and talk about who would win in the abyss.
or like colossal squid.
Yeah, giant
the
squid.
Kraken.
Yeah,
The Kraken.
Well, you know what's interesting? Sperm whales.
That's what I was just going to say.
that's true. Yeah.
That's the next thing I was going to come on to.
Sperm
Is
whales,
exactly
I
that.
guess, in the depth.
If you would like to see the full version of this premium video, please head over to lotuseaters.com and subscribe to gain full access to all of our premium content.